Hi everyone, Dave here, Fit and Healthy Forever. Just a short video today, basically to introduce a video. One of these sites that I follow on YouTube is called Low Carb Down Under, and they do a series of conferences. So you have American speakers, Australian speakers on different topics and subjects. This one was quite close to something I'm passionate about, and it was the ketogenic diet for type 2 diabetes. Now, the lady, the Dr. Sarah Hallberg, who did the speech, this is her passion, if you like. This is her strong area that she specialises in. So it was Dr. Sarah Hallberg, who's certified by the American Board of Obesity Medicine and American Board of Internal Medicine. She has a Master's and Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology and Exercise Science. Also worked as a fitness instructor and a fitness trainer. She's also worked as a primary care physician for 8 years before becoming medical director and founder of the Indiana University Arnett Health Medical Weight Loss Program. So she's been around a while. She is a doctor. She's not just some nobody that's talking about this. And she'd also become a doctor of osteopathic medicine in 2002. Now, she's talked about what the American Dietitian Association are saying, their latest on type 2 diabetes, and then she's overseeing a study herself, a 2-year study. And this 2-year study is coming up to 12 months, and they've had data from 10 weeks and 12 months. Now they've decided that the data is so good that they're going to extend this to 5-year study involving 500 patients. Now this is very, very recent. This is only a matter of weeks old, these statistics. So it's not something that's 5 or 10 years old. It's very, very recent, and it's ongoing. And I think that if you are the sort of person who's a bit overweight, I did a video recently on checking yourself if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic by measuring, and this, you should watch this, believe me, because the statistics are from America. We're not a lot different. I've put the UK statistics that I can find, I'm including in here as well, but basically it's an American doctor talking about the American obesity epidemic and diabetes epidemic. So to start off, she starts by talking about the standards of care by the American Dietitian Association. As of 2012, only over 50% of adults have diabetes or pre-diabetes. To me, that's an epidemic. That should not be happening. And I'll go through a few other things as to why it's happening. In the USA, the latest figures show that diabetes costs over $400 billion a year. $400 billion. When you think that type 2 diabetes for the majority of people is, for want of a better phrase, self-inflicted and quite easily addressed, this is ridiculous, really is ridiculous. I think if we could listen to the science and check our own diets, we could make a big impact on ourselves, the statistics, the world itself. It's so easy to do. High carb diets correlate with high insulin spikes, and this is a vicious circle. So you eat carbohydrates, your insulin spikes, the carbohydrates turn to glucose or sugar in the body. What cannot be stored in muscles, liver and cells is stored as fat, period. That's basically how it works in a nutshell. So if you're eating lots and lots of carbohydrates, which most people do today because that's what you've been told to do since about the early 80s, then if you're not using those as energy or storing them in cells and liver and muscles, then you are storing them as fat, and that's why people are getting towards obese and pre-diabetic. With a ketogenic diet, you don't necessarily need to track what you eat. What they found with this study is you could either get a blood glucose monitor that will measure ketones in the blood, and this will tell you if you are cheating on your diet. You can also use an app called Carb Manager. Now, I did a video recently. I'm a member of a group based in California called I Love Keto. It's strictly ketogenic diets. It's support, encouragement, help, motivation, trying to share recipes, give advice for people who want to lose weight and be healthier on a ketogenic diet, which is what that is. So basically, they say to people, this is what you should eat, this is what you shouldn't eat. If they cheat on it, they don't have to track or monitor anything. They just measure the blood ketones in the body. And if your blood ketones are not of a certain level, then you're cheating on your diet, basically. So there's no get out for these 500 people who are on this. They're either on it or they're off it. So in the USA, the American Dietitian Association is still recommending 45 to 60% of your calories from carbs. When you think carbs increase insulin, if you're not using those as energy, they're getting stored as fat. Why are they recommending this? It's a no-brainer. This trial was originally for 2 years on 500 patients. Data was produced after 10 weeks and 12 months, and they had amazing results. People were actually decreasing or eliminating their medication as well as losing shed loads of weight. The trial has now been extended to 5 years. So just a little bit of update on the UK. I went to Diabetes UK website. There's a few things on there, but there's some things that aren't on there. They are saying if nothing changes, over 5 million people will be diabetic in the UK by 2025. That's 7 years' time. Over 5 million people will be diabetic. 4.6 million who are living with diabetes in the UK now. Around 90% of those have type 2 diabetes and around 10% have type 1 diabetes. Now type 2 is pretty much diet related in most people. By changing your diet, you can all but eliminate this type 2 diabetes. And I've seen it on the Facebook page I'm part of, and this doctor's saying the same thing. 12.3 million people are at an increased risk of type 2 diabetes in the UK. We only have a population of about 68 million. Under nutritional guidelines on the Diabetes UK website, it says not available online. So the nutritional guidelines that they want to give are not available online. I'm guessing you would have to phone them up, contact them by email, make an appointment or whatever, and they would give you the guidelines. That is ridiculous because they're not helping at all by just not putting any nutritional info on there. So what I'm going to do, this video from Dr. Sarah Hallberg is just 28 minutes long. I strongly advise that you listen to this and bear with it. If some of it's a little bit over your head, bear with it, because it's telling you basically if you carry on the way you're going, not only will you be obese, you'll be diabetic. Diabetic leads to other problems down the line. I've seen it on TV documentaries where people have had legs and feet amputated. It causes a host of other things, and it's just so easily addressed. It's easily addressed. There's no need to be like this. So please, please, please watch it. If you think anything of your own health and you want to be around for your kids, your grandkids, your husband, your wife, whatever, please, please watch it and take some action now, because these statistics are telling you. You can go on Diabetes UK website yourself and see what I've just told you here. By 2025, over 5 million will be diabetic. It's crazy. It's crazy what we're doing to ourselves, and the authorities are not helping because they're not telling you what you should be doing. They are, in America, still advocating 45 to 60% of your calories from carbs. Just as a quick sidebar, I don't eat carbs at all. I haven't done for the best part of 3 years. You do not need carbs in your diet. If you like carbs and you feel you can't do without them, you can use them structurally around when you're the busiest, when you're most active, but you do not need them. I've done a video on this. If you want to go and watch that, it tells you what I think. So just wanted to point that out. I'm going to add the link to this video, my video, and the Dr. Sarah Holberg video on my channel on YouTube and on my Facebook page. Please watch it. I'm almost begging you to watch this. I do not want to see people going down this route. It's so easy to change. It is so easy. You just need a little bit of education, a little bit of motivation, and some people need a kick up the pants, basically, because if you don't value your health and you want to abdicate your health to a doctor with medication, tablets, and so on, then that's up to you. But you at least should have the information in front of you before you make that decision. So that's enough on this one. Please watch it. And until the next video, thanks for listening. Stay fit and healthy forever.